We go through
right now.
Yep.
Indeed.
On that side of the table, how are you guys?
Nice, Irie, bless. Going on holiday tomorrow.
Raw.
Off to Austria.
What?
Vienna.
Mad.
I'm gonna go and do some wine tasting.
Wine tasting.
Yeah, don't.
Wine or rum?
I mean, work out when I get there. But ideally, it'll be a wine tasting episode. And do you know when you have to just do something for the first time, and you watch these things on TV, you see them put the wine in their mouth, they do the where they
Shake and spit.
Swill.
swirl. No, it's ain't it called pulling?
Oh, I don't
When
know.
you pull it through your teeth to release the flavors. So I'm like, all right then, yeah, we're gonna do all of that. And then there's a bucket there where you have to spit in the thing.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So this is it. But I don't know what my palate don't know what we're looking for. So tastes like Pepsi. Spit it into
Throw
the
it
thing.
back. Don't throw away your money.
The wickedest thing is, if you try it back after about 15, 20 minutes, you're gonna get burst. And this thing lasts for 3 hours.
Wow.
I'll be burst for 2.5 hours.
No. Because then I'm making an ass of myself as per usual.
I'll tell you a very quick story. So I used to work at Sainsbury's, and I used to be, I was the HR manager at Sainsbury's. So they did these things for the wine, the BWS, Beers, Wines and Spirits team. So we booked this guy to go to Spain to go and do this whole wine tasting because he needs to have the experience and blah, blah, blah. On the day, he realised, or he told the store manager that he's scared of flying. He's not going. Wow. So basically, we had...
On the day. Like, bring your passport, let's go.
Well,
we're not walking there.
So then, in Sainsbury's, it's a thing of you get these things by merit or who you know. You cannot now say you're not sending somebody. So anyway, I'm like, rah, I can go. So it's like, all right, and you go. So
you live close enough to go and get your passport?
Well, it's flying out from Stansted. I worked in the Islington Sainsbury's at the time. So it's on the way back home. Packed two things. It's only a couple of days over a weekend, and then boom. But anyway, the point you were making, I had no idea about no wine tasting. I'm just like, rah, this was when I was younger. So I know about raving in Ezekiel's, maybe Brixton, Mass and that. You drink your drink, it goes down.
And you got Alizé.
Blue Alizé as well.
So exactly to your point. So I'm in the place now. They were doing this, that. It was sherry, and then some other shit. So I went to Harvey's Bristol Cream, went to a bodega. Anyway, tasting. The first couple, you do what they do, innit? And you're like, this is rubbish. I don't know what I'm doing. And then you start drinking. Blood, by about half an hour, twist in the place. You've got to try and be respectful. and you're representing your store, which is ultimately Sainsbury's, you know what I mean? But yeah, mad time. But anyway.
And this,
You had a good time though.
Of course, yeah.
But this is why I'm not trying to go on Rain Man myself.
Yeah, but you're not going with work.
True, this is true, but still, I can still embarrass myself very, very easily.
I don't think you need drink for that.
I'm sure we've done many times before.
And drink will add to... Anyway,
Indeed.
as we continue.
Yeah, very quickly, Tongo, buddy, what's your little drop-ins? What's your little things for the week? Last 2 weeks, should I say?
Every week.
Buddy, your turn.
I don't know how that happened. Apologies all.
I do.
I thought we meant to put the phones down.
Cool.
Isn't there about putting our phones down?
Go on.
Why did I get in trouble when I got my phone?
Because you're a troublemaker. That's why.
And your
That's
phone
why.
don't talk.
Exactly. Buddy, Tongo.
This off in meeting.
My week, you know what? It was Mumsy's birthday yesterday.
Hey, happy birthday to Mum.
She says
Yes.
a birthday with yourself. So yeah, I was out with Mumsy. It made me sit there and think to myself, you know, appreciate life. You know what I mean? As time goes on, appreciate life. Appreciate the fact that Mumsy's getting to the ages that she's getting to, and just appreciate her. Do you know what I mean? She's getting to that point where you think to yourself, you know what? You've done so much in your life, and you look after so many of us, her children, her grandchildren, and yeah, just appreciation of Mummy. So that's the feeling and that I've got at the moment. I was up for the storm yesterday, like it kind of. Oh, got a citrus interruption.
How many of you lot still call your mum mummy?
There we go. 100%.
I call my mum mummy. And him saying mummy, I was like, oh, it's just me.
You know what it is?
You know what I mean?
I don't.
Even when I talk to my sister's nearly 50. I was like, you know what mummy said? You know? In my head, I'm just like, wait.
Yeah.
Does everyone
Mama would think
still
I'm after something.
call their mum mummy? Or is it just...
I'm trying to think.
Like, Buddy does. And I respect that.
I was at my mum's house today because I didn't get to see her yesterday on my birthday because I was DJing at a funeral. But I was at,
On my birthday, I'm celebrating.
You know what it was? One of my close friends lost their grandmother in a couple weeks ago, and I DJ'd at their grandmother's 99th birthday. So when it happened, they said, you know what, they want me to DJ. It just so happened it was that day, and I said, you know what,
It's my birthday.
I will do it because at the end of the day, for me, and it's sort of like what you were saying about life and stuff and celebrating life, and you know what, those sorts of things are good. But what was interesting was that because I saw my mum today, I was thinking to myself, what did I say when I saw her? And I called her mummy. I still say mummy. I'm thinking, do I still say your mummy? I do. It's
Okay,
mad.
so I do, you do, Buddy does.
I say mum, not mummy.
I say mum, not mummy.
No, but the question is,
And I'm going to refer to her as mumsy.
but did you say mummy before? If you didn't say it before, not saying it now, no, I'm saying no, we do. But I'm saying those that don't, if they weren't saying it before, it's not like you're saying anything.
Yeah, I've never
different
said mummy. Never called her mummy.
I don't know, I'd have to ask my mum. But from what I remember, it's always
So
been
you think
mum.
as a 2-year-old, you're like, your mum? I just never broke out the I don't know, I never took the step out of it.
Yeah, never done it.
Do you know what I mean?
Done it.
Even like, and I'm thinking about it each time I speak to my siblings, and I say, so mummy said, and to me it's just normal. But just hearing you say it, I was like, wait a minute, that sounds good.
Question: can you remember the last time you called your mum by her name?
Never.
To do what?
Oh,
Directly.
Never.
I
Never in life.
did.
Probably yesterday.
Never.
Today.
I
must
do,
be
but I
mad.
just take the mick and I say her full name. She hates her middle name, so I say the whole thing.
You must
and it
be
really
mad.
gets on her nerves.
No way.
I wouldn't say it on the podcast.
No
though.
way.
It just goes to show you the kind of cultural differences. I've got a friend
Yeah.
and he calls his mum by her name.
Was he from?
As standard.
Yeah, standard.
That's not, so you don't call her mum or mummy
British,
or
yeah, but
anything like that.
technically we're all British apart from Wiley. But
that will be a podcast we will deal with in the near future. Shouts out to Bun Highly Blessed Joseph, who says, myself and my siblings call our mum, mama, and father, dada. People laugh at us, but we don't care.
yeah, shouldn't.
And on that note, this is the eMpTy podcast. Myself, Mr. Wileycat DJ, aka the voice of reason, and to my right we have,
Sorelli, ever so slightly broken.
and next to him we have.
Rain _445. I changed it.
Again,
Oh, you forgot it.
No, I've got another profile and I'm trying to big that up. So follow that one as well.
Indeed. And next to him we have.
Citrus. Yeah.
The Empty Podcast.
Remember that.
If you don't know,
That's
Look around.
Yeah, indeed. And next to Citrus we have.
man like Tongo, you're done though.
And last but not least we have.
Buddy in the building, aka the truth.
fix your face, man. What's wrong with this guy?
Fix
Somebody
my face.
talk to him. Did you see the expression? But anyway, I'm not even going to give you a chance to express.
It's because he doesn't believe in it.
So this week's podcast is called "Does Size Matter?" Now it's very easy to
Who
think.
picked this name?
Who picked this name?
Yeah.
I think you did.
I think you did.
Wait a minute.
I believe you did. Is
All
what,
right.
is what it is. But it's very easy to look at it as being down one angle, but it's actually a very broad topic because there's so many different strands to it. So many different strands to it. But I can see your hand was up.
Before you go into it, all those that are logged onto the Instagram, big up yourself. Feel free to jump over to our YouTube channel where it's flowing there as well. Wiley's handling the comments. Please stay logged in, stay logged on, share the live, and we look forward to seeing them growing. And also, before we even get into the topic, well done to Wiley and Rayman, especially for their activity on TikTok. One of our views got to what? Drum roll, please.
9,500.
You missed the 10,000.
If
I knew you did that, bro, I would have just left it. Do you know what I mean?
What is viral? Does anyone before?
What's the gauge?
What's constituted as viral?
Mil.
No,
No.
not a million.
It's not a mill.
A mil.
Definitely not.
Oh, in your okay. All right, fine. Moving on. So what? Why the cat? Sorry.
Really's not even on
I'd
social media.
say my view is once you get past 5,000 views, it's gone viral.
I've been viral. Then. We've been going viral.
I believe that's viral.
Nice.
All right, so you say 5,000.
Yeah.
What are you saying?
I got no idea. That's why I'm asking. I got
Yeah,
no
no,
idea.
give.
I don't know. I don't know, between 5 and 10.
Maybe if you had your phone, you'd be able to Google it. But you know,
I'm saying 10.
so
10,000.
we're good.
10,000.
Mr. Social Media himself.
I reckon probably 10K. Because that's what the amount of followers you have to get to start get paid. I think that's the amount of sort of
Yeah, but
views.
viral means that you're.
I know it's not what it means, but I'm talking about in regards to social media. When you're in your accounts, until you get like 10,000 followers, you don't get to the point where you can get paid or subsidized or whatever. So I'm assuming that must be some kind of reason for that to be the standpoint.
Landmark. Okay. The truth.
Well,
He definitely don't know.
let me give.
Wait, give the truth.
Okay, go on.
Go on, truth, man.
Go on.
To be fair, I don't know. Viral is are you talking viral in the sense of what makes it go global?
Jeez, bro.
Oh, fucking hell.
Give me a number.
We got to explain it.
2,000. 2,000. He said 2,000. I know.
Yeah.
Is it
7,000,
2,000, yeah?
yeah.
Okay. So according to TikTok's algorithm, a video that gets 10,000 views within the first few hours can be constituted as
A
viral.
few hours, right.
So
That's a timeline.
So we're not viral yet.
No.
we're not
So
viral
this is
yet.
a big drum roll for nothing.
No. Something to aim for.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. We're still getting there.
Not viral
But-
though.
It's definitely not a drum roll for nothing.
But here's the thing, though. So okay,
the views
so
comparatively before that.
does the size of your views matter though?
Oh,
In terms
I
of
love it.
being viral, does the size of your view actually matter? Does it matter if you're getting 10,000, 100,000 views? Does it actually matter if we now get 1 million views? What does that do for you all around the table? If we get 1 million views, what does it do?
1 million views, right? If you get 1 million views off a video, I would assume that you would be recognised. So us walking out on the road, somebody would. And remember, when it says viral, you're not talking about global viral. You're not talking about Kanye West or Ronaldo when they do a post. That is, in the proper sense of the word, that is viral. That's gone everywhere. What we would do would be regionally viral. So if you look at the tags, it would be, the hashtags might be London, UK, and that's where we would be going viral. So if you do 1 million, someone's going to recognise you on the road. 5,000, 10,000, is someone going to recognise you? Probably not, because there's probably about, I don't know, 10,000 people or more living in North London, well, Tottenham alone, you know what I mean? So does it matter? What was the question? Does it matter? Of course
Does
it
size
matters.
matter?
In regards to
our
that,
profile, yes.
the more people are seeing it, yes. Because you know what it is? We put up a post where I don't care. I believe that there were some racists that tried to intervene and try to comment.
Inveigle
Now,
into it. 100%.
I don't know where these men were from, because when you check their profiles, there's no picture. There's a picture, but there's no other information. So in that sense, that video had a reach to certain people. Now, was that viral or not? No, I'm not sure. But more of that, if it was 20,000, like, I would be happy for 20,000 racists to come on our posts and diss us, because that means it's getting out there. You know what I mean? So from that point of view, yes, size does matter. For me, anyway.
Guys, round the table.
For me personally, in regards to our social media profile, definitely, because we get that wider reach, we may get an audience that we not necessarily are specifically aiming for. Like, obviously, when we reshare our stuff, it's to our peers, people that we communicate with regularly all the time. But when you're getting those viral numbers, as you said, people that probably got no relation to us, but they're finding this post. The post is coming to them via the algorithm. So that's giving us a broader reach to an audience that we may never have got to, which may then, with the algorithm, spread it more to those people of that audience. And I think that's a good thing.
I think it is. I think it's interesting, though, that we've all got different markers on where the size of that matters. So I'm going to jump off a cliff now, and I'm going to jump right into the where the topics would be deemed to say, does size matter? So I'm going to say, relationship-wise, sexually, does size matter? Does size matter? So I'm going to give you some bits of information. Yeah.
Let's start with Big Tongue Buddy. What do you think?
Wow.
It's the truth. It's the truth.
Wowzers.
He's the truth.
It's the truth.
There's
It's
so many questions, but you know what?
I ain't got one.
First one is, how does he know?
The curtain just pulled back. The curtain pulled back. When
The
the
curtain's doing the Harlem Shake over there, you know.
When the curtain pulls back, you
I
know
knew
it's
they
past
ain't had enough drink yet.
Ah, man's talking like he's chewing on bees and things.
So, one of the things that I wanted to raise up. Oh, sorry.
No.
Sorry.
Well, he's got to ask me a question. You're pointing at me. There's no question been asked. Ask the question.
Okay, go on.
One of the things I wanted to find out well, I can see that I'm not going to ask Sorelli because Sorelli's right next to me and he can see some of the information I've got.
I don't look.
So, what percentage would you say of women would say that size matters for them for sexual satisfaction? What percentage?
92%.
Bruh, nah.
Nah, you're off there.
I've got. You're talking about a demographic of what you're talking about. Ones who are able to have sex up to right to the eldest, yeah. So with that, there's an element of maturity that kicks in, which understands that size isn't everything. It's not about solely penetration. So I would say you're looking at about 65%, maybe, still quite high, but 65 maybe to 70.
Can I challenge that? Would it not be a case of the older they are, they may have experienced a few more and realize that the smaller ones, them.
Layman's terms, what are you trying to say?
I'm saying the older they are, they'd have more experience. So they would then realize, yeah, you know what, having a small thing is not really as good as having a big thing. I'm just saying, because you're trying to use science and maths and logic to say, well, you know, the older they're more experienced and they, you know, then they're gonna feel more than just the size and they might feel your heart and all this kind of long thing. But I'm looking at it, the older you are, you know, your body muscles are not necessarily as tight as they used to be.
No, the number's lower.
I was going to say that as well.
It's much lower.
Lower than what, sorry?
But I'd
It's
say
lower.
probably
These
like
guys
35%.
are out here over 50s. I'm gonna go, probably around 30, 30 to 40. Women will say so. Them big bucket pum pum women will say
Right,
so.
that's what he was trying to say. As you said it, thank you.
Yeah.
Man, getting real.
Yeah.
Well, the truth.
I ain't
type
calling no
talk.
woman no big bucket. That's Mama raised me. Mumsy raised me. Mummy.
I swear you started saying, my man raised me. Go on.
That's
Play
what
the
you
back.
heard.
Take the time.
So going to the percentage, you're saying,
So I'm saying 30.
and you're saying,
I said 92.
92.
and Buddy's saying,
35.
and Rain's saying,
I say about 60, 65.
I'm not going to ask Sorelli because he's right next to me. The actual number is 91.2%.
Shankle, man, nankle. The accuracy, you get me?
91.2%. Yeah.
Nutty bucket.
Where is that? I'm not challenging the information, but
Where's that from?
It's from a survey of, I think it was
Pornhub.
1,400
Prostitutes. 1,400 prostitutes.
I'm only going from the
1,400 big bucket pum pum gal.
I'm not even. Anyway,
don't raise.
so
And you know what else it is? When you say size, I think you need to be specific.
Oh, here you go.
Because there's girth versus length.
no, this is talking about length. It's not talking about girth. It's quite.
My boy did his research.
It's quite specific. Here's the thing about it as well. It says that, and this is one of the things that came up that I thought was interesting because I'm wondering how this can be found out. 43.6% of women say penis size matters when deciding to date someone. How would you know until you've dated or laid down with them?
Big dick energy, as they call it.
What does it say before they decided to
Explain
date
what you mean. Explain what you mean by that.
It just
From what I've gathered, women
In your
go
dating
by
experience or something.
that.
Tongo's gathering big dicks.
no, I try my best, man. I'm trying.
My date
Go on.
my BD.
From my collection.
My BDD.
Go on. Go on.
Big dick database.
Go on. We're listening. Go on.
Everyone that knows me knows I'm highly uncomfortable with this conversation. So you might not get a lot from me.
Oh dear.
I
Tongo.
say that to all the girls.
I find the 8%.
Bucket.
Don't say that.
Tongo, you were saying.
Women apparently more attracted to people that are like more confident, more like presence in the room, maybe taller person, maybe more hench, maybe. So they'll assume that it will match the person that they have a big dick. Basically.
You know the funny thing, although not the end part of what you're saying there, but I remember us being on a podcast recently talking about what attracted women to men, and that was something that came up. I don't know if it was statistically, but it certainly was something that came up.
Confidence
online in terms of the confidence and that sort of stuff. Very interesting. But you know what? Maybe that is it. Maybe, but very interesting. Very interesting. But yeah, it is. It's interesting when you break down. Though to be fair, like I said, this is only talking about 1,300 or so people, women. So it's not like to say but it's like them Maury polls, isn't it? When they do them polls of the elections, they only really talk to about 1,000 or so of people and get their figures from that. It's the same similar sort of thing. What's also interesting was, and this is where it flips around. So bearing in mind, 91.2% said that size matters for them, and I'm assuming that means as in a big size matters for them. 60.
1 second, because you could say,
Hey.
you could say the bigger the better, but too small ain't doing nothing. So
I'm going to touch on to that. Only 61.5% of women. What did they say? Pause. Only 61.5% of women find sex with a well-endowed partner satisfying, and 81.5% of women cited pain as the main cause of unsatisfying big penis sex.
My thing.
So you could mentally, as Tongo was saying, they could be saying that they want to have that, but practically it don't work out. So maybe it's a case of just wanting something, but actually having it isn't the same thing. But it's interesting, you know. It was as the bits of info came through for trying to find information about it. It was interesting to find that was the figure though. That 90% of women believe that size matters.
your
So
search
mad.
history must be so mad right now.
Listen, you got to do your research, bro. You got to do your
I
research.
hope it's not on a work PC.
No.
So
you got to do your research.
ultimately, from the research that you've done, it sounds like women want to have the big penises, but not necessarily because it's beneficial to them, but almost like they want it as bragging rights.
To be fair,
Well, once
sorry.
again, is it big or not
about
too
to say,
small?
It didn't actually say that they were. It said size matters. So it does size matter. So
So-
it never said big or small.
Yeah,
so small
that's true.
could have been the good thing, and
know?
big could have been the bad thing.
Couple man-
We're just making the analysis ourselves.
Couple man walking around with hernia belly button penis.
You know,
Jesus.
you know the outie belly, yeah.
I'm not even. Oh, goodness.
It's actually a medical condition.
It's a medical condition.
Yeah, it's a hernia, he said.
Yeah. You know, Relly's at 2 ops.
Listen, my thing's flat, you know. I'm just saying, my thing's flat.
And you got kids.
Pause.
Yeah, pause. Let's go.
No diddy, yeah.
So here's the thing. So touching onto that, talking about it sexually, I suppose, as Tongo was talking about the confidence, yeah? With confidence, when you're looking at it, there's certain bragging rights and certain things you may have. So if you're thinking about confidence financially, when you now want to bring finance into things, your confidence of you being a man or a woman with a high income may also be something that affects the size of your pay packet. How much of us around the table think that your pay packet size matters when it comes to a relationship?
Okay, so I thought you was asking this question.
Yeah, you went left.
And you flipped it. Flipped it. So, if you don't mind, I'd like to address both parts.
Go on.
I went for a job. And the first stage of the job, you just submit your application, and then we got invited to, it was in a bank, and we got invited to the bank to an open day. And everyone that was at the open day had passed the first submission of their CV. I walked in and I saw these people walking past, and I was looking at them just like, who are these people? Do you know what I mean? And I said straight away to myself, I have to outshine each one of them. I have to kill them. And that sounds mad. I just have to be whatever they are, plus chips. Do you get what I mean? Because I can't just be one of the many. I have to be bigger and better. So I went in there, and I didn't do the whole loud, obnoxious size, but I just let my personality do what my personality does. And one thing that I remember walking out of there saying, does everyone who needs to know my name know who I am? So when you say does size matter, I would definitely say with the confidence, 100%. Because the crazy thing is, on my way home, I got a phone call from the HR manager saying, can you come in tomorrow for an interview? I was like, I thought it was going to be in 2 weeks. No, we want to see you tomorrow. And I was like, great. Do you know what I mean? So in that respect, with confidence, I definitely think to an extent you can go and make you can make a big impression, which isn't necessarily the best impression, but you get noticed, yeah? And then you're then saying, in regards to a pay packet. So, Wiley, can you just explain that part?
Yeah, I'm saying, does your finances in a relationship affect your relationship? So does your pay packet affect whether you would think about going into a relationship with somebody or not?
So this reminds me of our most streamed podcast.
Oh, is it?
Yes, on SoundCloud, that is. And this was the one to say, it was the one,
Women with the main earner?
if the woman was the main earner,
Yeah.
you know, how do you feel? Breadwinners, thank you.
Yeah,
bud.
please go and check that one out
That's
if you
what it was
haven't heard
called.
it.
Yeah, it's called Breadwinners.
Breadwinners.
And in that podcast, I don't know if you lot have listened to it as many times as myself, but in that podcast, we had varying views. If we earned the most, are you the man of the house? Do you know what I mean? If she earned the most, what your stance and status is. And I think that depending on where you are in your relationship with your partner will deter how confident you are. So this reminds me, sorry, and I could be here all day, so you guys have to cut me down. But
All right, so-
I've been to I've been to events where you'll see a guy and he'll be with his partner walking with and this is like a rave with bottles, and you're like, wow, like obviously he must be doing bits. But then you might buck him, he's like, yo, times are hard, you know, blah blah. And I'm like, well, I saw you on Saturday, you were flossing, do you know what I mean? You had the chains out, you had the chaps on, you're doing the most. It was like, oh yeah, but you know, I look after the little ones and Mrs. really does that. So when we splash out, you know, she covers it. I was like, well, you got one big chest to carry the confidence knowing that if it came down to it, you couldn't back it. So for me, as much as I say I have confidence in that respect, I also like the idea that if required, I will hold my own. So I don't need to be excessive. I just need to be able to hold my position, whatever that looks like. And I have to be honest, there have been many times in my life on this earth that I haven't been able to hold my position.
Would her finances being low affect if you was going to go into a relationship with her?
I'm going to let Buddy answer this. So we've had this conversation.
Answer is no. However, it just again it depends on where you are in life, innit? Like if you'd asked me this at a different point in my life, I would have probably said to you, of course it does. We need to build, we need to do this, we need to do that. Where I'm at in my personal life now, I could sit there and say to myself, well, I don't really care what my partner would earn because it doesn't bear no relevance on myself. I will build what I've got to build. It does help when you've got two of you doing it. And in today's society, it's very different where like the more and more I'm finding out to myself is you need more and more money. And it's like doing it on your own is a lot harder than doing it with the two of you. So if you've got somebody that is a passenger in this ride, then it's like, rah, you're making things hard.
Right. So
I like that.
So, all right. So with that in mind, what you just said, if the person was a passenger, because what I think is that there has to be a differentiation between what the person is trying to achieve. So if you are the main breadwinner and this person that you are in a relationship or getting into a relationship with is saying, I'm not looking for a job because you are the breadwinner, I'm living off you, does that change your perception? If it's a fact of, she's like, I just got made redundant, I've been redundant for the last 8 weeks, I'm trying to get a job, does that change the standpoint? Or do you see them on the same?
No, because obviously someone that's trying is different, and I'm down for tries, isn't it? If you're gonna sit there and say to me, I'm just chilling, I'm doing nothing, it's very different from someone that's saying, I'm looking for a job, I'm trying to achieve something. Do you know what I mean? But like I said to you before, that was more a stance that I would have taken 10 years ago or whatever it was. Now it's a case of do you, I'm doing me. If we could. I mean, I want you to achieve in it, but I would hope that I'd find someone that's ambitious enough to turn and say, we're going to achieve something together and we're going to push forward. If I haven't found that someone, then it's like I'm looking at them thinking, well, look, I want you to achieve more. So I want you to have that for yourself more than I want it for
Exactly,
for
I like
us.
that.
Is that a relationship though? If you're saying you do you and me do me, where is the we in that?
The reason where we building too. So what I'm trying to say is I'm building our family in it, and hopefully we're building that together in it. So it's a case where you're going to jump on board and you're going to be saying to me that you're going to be putting your bit inside of it. Now, there are certain stages where people, like Rain said, you're not in that position in life. You're not working at the moment. You've just been made redundant. But there's some people that don't even care about that. Do you know what I mean? They're just there to say to themselves, you know what, this is just where I am. And if that's the case, it's a totally different, I suppose, a totally different synopsis. You have to go through the whole thing differently. But if you're looking at somebody that's just, like I said, just lost their job or whatever, then they're trying, innit? Like, it's fine. We'll build together, innit? We'll get there.
So is this only relevant if you lot are living together, or if this is
He said
a
no.
relationship?
He said why he said relationship specifically. He
No,
didn't.
I'm asking because if you're in a separate households, that person will be managing their household, and you'll be managing yours, right? So if they decide I'm not working, and however they're managing their household and their life and their children or whatever, and they decide what they're doing, they're happy with doing, so they don't want to look for a job, they don't, whatever you're saying, they don't want to try, but because they're happy and their life's working for them, yeah, would you still consider being in a relationship with them then? Or would you now think, nah, I'm not on that?
Oh, because they said they're trying. You just said they're trying.
No, I said they're not trying.
So what
because
they're comfortable
their
with where they are.
lifestyle,
Yeah.
they're managing, their lifestyle is what it is. They don't need to work for whatever reason. They're not working. Their life is life and it's doing what it's doing and it's working for them. So they don't, as far as they're concerned, I don't need to go and work. I'm fine as I am.
Depends how much I care for them, innit?
Okay.
Like these things can build and develop in it. So, like it depends on what their next goals and what they want to achieve next in it. Because I have my own goals and what I want to achieve. So it's a case of are you now on board with what I want to do? And if you're going to give me resistance on that, then I'm like, what do you want to do? So we either meet in the middle or we won't meet in the middle. It's all about compromise. This is relationships 101.
So, I'm glad to hear you've changed because we have several podcasts. We've got several podcasts.
Why is it?
And if you go back and listen,
bullets, fam.
bro, it's no bullets. I'm just promoting the
fired.
I'm promoting the thing.
You know,
we
you,
have,
know
we
that,
have.
you know that film where the man shoots the bullet and it goes round.
What was it called again?
I can't remember.
I can't remember. But anyway, but yeah, I'm glad to hear because that's development, and we've got
I don't know
podcasts
what
where
you're talking about.
we've spoken about this in length, and different views from different members of the team are coming from all different angles, and when I say that, I say it as a sense of growth for us, not just yourself, but for all of us, because it's nice when you were on the opposing side, the views you were bringing to the table, I hadn't thought from on that side. So it's nice to hear that. For me, bringing it back to the question that Wiley said in regards to, does it matter? To me, I'm dating you, not your pocket. And to be honest, even if you're not looking for work, it really depends what I'm looking from you.
Oh. So sorry.
So if what I'm looking from you as a partner is moral support, spiritual support, or whatever the case may be, as long as you can facilitate those things, you're wealthy in that area that I need. So if I can financially back everything and you don't need to worry about money because money isn't a factor in my world, and I say to you, well, this is what I can offer. I can offer you the comfortability that you don't need to worry about money. But in return, I need somebody that can be a life partner, somebody who can be supportive to me, someone who can, when I'm down, help me. Don't bring me up, just help me, because I need you to support me in that way.
So you've got someone, you're in a relationship with them. They've said, I'm not working, or I can't be bothered, but I'm going to give you what you need, which is the moral support. So when you've had a bad day, they say, good job, you've got this.
That moral support, bro. That's patronised.
It's moral
Big-
support. Or from the point of view of
High five me.
you need someone to. Well, you said spiritual. I don't necessarily know what that means, but from a spirit, they say right, your chakras are aligned. Good job. What? So the relationship's just blessed.
if you're giving me what I need, yes, the relationship is blessed.
Interesting.
I don't know. I think that, and I don't mean that in a bad way. What I mean is, I don't know if it can survive with that, because anything can happen in life. And we've just come through, and we're just dealing with a credit crunch. You might be financially in the place where you can do all of that, and then lo and behold, you know what? We're doing a whole lot of redundancies. You find yourself now at the bottom of the pile, and you're trying to get yourself up. And as you're trying to get yourself up, where you was able to do the, as Buddy was saying, the supporting and doing the looking after, you now can't do that. Where is your support system? Your support system was the mental support, the emotional support, which is great, but now you need other support, but you can't rely on that. What do you do with that?
For me, if I've got the support that I need, I can go through the trenches.
I can see that Citrus had a gun to his head.
Shoot my own head.
She's on him. Go on, Citrus.
So I saw this post on Instagram by this. It was a couple, but it was the wife speaking, and she said, in their relationship, they have to learn to live off one salary. So their whole lifestyle needs to be able to be sustained from one of them. Not from just one, from either one. Because if myself and my partner, we're in our relationship, and she's the breadwinner, and I'm just there. And as long as she's earning bread, we're good. If for whatever reason she stops earning bread, what then happens? There are too many lives that are affected if I can't match with what she was bringing in. So we need to be able to find a way that either when she's making it, we are making it. Or she's making it and I'm making it. So we are making it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, perfect sense.
Because I understand what Sorelli's saying, but you know, Sorelli's foot get broke and he can't work for 6 months.
Well, good job.
What's gonna happen?
You got
Good.
this.
Yeah, now you're gonna be massaging my other foot, saying
the
deal with.
insurances that are put in place would then kick in.
I'm not buying that. I really ain't buying that because how life works is your insurances will cover certain things, and then just as life is, you just get it with a boomerang of something you never saw coming from left wing. And now, where you were 100% in the position to earn as you normally are, you now do not have yourself as the commodity to earn an income to be able to make it happen. So therefore, I will finish. So therefore, if you're in that position, how do you then, as Buddy was saying, how do you then sustain life knowing that we've now got a brand new pressure? So can she be the double thumbs up that Rain was saying in the middle of the bad times, the same way she had the energy at the good times? Because right now, the bailiffs are knocking the door. Do you know what I mean? The sad times are here. The kids are saying, "Mummy or Daddy, there's a hole in my trainers." You know, and this is. I'm just trying to give from a perspective of what I've experienced and what I've seen. Do you get what I mean? So I'm thinking, I respect your point. I just say in this day and age, especially living in London right now, unless you are on a comfortable 150k a year, I really can't see how that's possible unless you've got the windfall or you own your house outright, you've got no large overheads.
I mean, there's another side to it as well. I don't want my woman loving me for my pocket and what I bring her. Do you know what I mean? And when you're saying about size and how much is in my pocket and what I bring, if I'm the breadwinner, I'm doing everything. I'm putting the food on the table. I'm doing the shopping. I'm doing everything. Like when we're going out, holidays, everything. Then what are you liking me for me and who I am and what I'm about, or are you liking me for the fact that I'm providing all of these stuff for you?
But
Isn't that called security?
To an extent, but doesn't everybody love their partner? Well, not everyone. I'm thinking of how I'm phrasing this. I'm not saying that women love men for money, but do we love our partners for the drive that they have to succeed? So it might be the job. It might be the fact of that they have got 2 jobs. You might have 2 jobs that earn you 10k, but you've got 2 jobs. A woman would appreciate that hard work, or a man might see a woman and think, "Rah, she's grinding." She doesn't have to ask her man for anything. She doesn't earn 50, 60, 80 grand. She's got 20 grand and she makes it work. And I love her for that. Or I like her for that. You know what I mean? Isn't that a major factor?
Sorry, maybe it's just me, but I think we're muddling the factors here. If you've got a partner that is, and I don't want to come off kind of the, size matters kind of topic, but if you've got a partner and that partner is fulfilling certain criteria in this relationship, there's a list of 20 things you lot have to accomplish between the two of you. 10 of them are not financial, and she's backing those things religiously, and she's got them on point every month as it goes. And your contribution to this is to do the next 10, which may be financially based. It's still balanced because you're still bringing different things.
You are right.
Sorry. So the point I make is, for me personally, my life experience, and Citrus has had the same kind of experiences in the sense of, when we started, you're on your own. Yeah, and most of us here had the same experience. When you started, you're on your own, and you had to make it work for you. There was no woman, there was nothing, and you made it work. Now, I appreciate the fact that, you could lose your job and whatnot, but when we're in that, and I'm going to use the phrase, big dick mode, that wasn't the factor. It doesn't matter if we lost the job today, because we know tomorrow we're getting another job. We know we're going to make that happen. We had that confidence in our side. So just bear with me a moment. So it wasn't a case of, oh, you know what, she needs to bring to the table, and if I can't bring, then you know what, she can catch me and all of that. And all of that is nice. That's still a safety net, and it's a security of some sort. She could lose her job as well. The point I'm trying to make is, for me personally, my drive is self-propelling. So I'm going to succeed regardless of who's around me. If, however, I've got Nos in the back, who's the missus, and she's pouring into my tank and saying, you know what, you've got this. I have no, I don't worry about you. I know you've got us. I know tomorrow you'll find a way to pay the mortgage. Then I'm good. I will sleep comfortably.
Yeah, but it's very kumbaya, and I get it. You said that she's got the 10 things that she does for you, and that is the thumbs up, well done, you got this. And you've got the 11. You've got the other 10. 1 out of that 10 is you are injured at work and you can't work. Your insurance says you're not getting this money from us because you're an upper ladder holding an electric cable. Then what happens? And I think that's the point that we're saying. Like, I get it, and you know what?
She says she's bouncing now because...
What she does, she comes back to the topic. What's the topic, Heather, Wiley?
Does size matter?
Does size matter? Right then, your size goes right the way down and then she's talking to XYZ, who is sitting behind the desk earning blah, blah. I'm not saying that a woman will be that fickle, but some people are that fickle.
That's the reality of
Men are fickle, women are fickle.
I'm gonna come to Tongo next, but there's some facts on what you just said.
Okay.
There's some facts I'm gonna drop that are actually touching on what you said, but I want to come to Tongo and come straight to them. Tongo.
So kind of what you were saying about the person having 2 jobs and blah, 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 that might necessarily fulfill the woman, because she might think, he ain't giving me no time, he's always at work. So that, in the same avenue, may lead her to whoever down the road, or who may not even have no money, but
She's not the right
giving
one,
her all time.
She's not the right one.
Maybe not, but there's a counter for both directions. It doesn't necessarily mean that because he's got 2 jobs and he's making money and he's bringing all this bread in, that she's still going to be happy or she's still going to be satisfied.
But again, we're talking about a relationship that you want to be in. If she looks at you and says, you're putting in all that time, and she's saying, right, you're not, and that is a real thing. A woman could say, you're not giving me enough time. She will bounce. And if she bounce, that's fine. There are X amount of million people out there that you can move to that would appreciate your situation.
Just to touch on to that, when we were talking about financial income, we were talking about, you mentioned the ladder, falling off the ladder. 57% of respondents to a survey believe that a loss of income or salary reduction would negatively affect their relationship.
Mad thing.
Yeah. Additionally, 41%.
So how many percent was that?
57%. Additionally, 41% of respondents have hidden certain expenses from their partner, and 10% feel uncomfortable with their partner accessing their personal finances.
How many of the 6 men sitting on the eMpTy podcast have hidden expenses from their partner?
100%.
And I'm requesting that we all share one.
I'll go first. I have.
Okay, Rain.
Look,
He's
everyone-
been wanting to get this off his chest.
No, he told me I was going to sell him out.
I know, that's why I just jumped in there first. So I have an affinity for trainers.
No, wait.
The amount of trainers I buy is almost obscene. Now, being in a relationship, the amount that I spend on trainers should not be declared.
Record this.
Okay.
It's recorded, it's there. But on occasion, you have to cipher off the money. You have to cipher off.
Somehow.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's not that we're lacking anything.
So,
it's not like,
why did you have to cipher it off?
because the money could be spent on going on a date. But listen. In a relationship, the money could be. We've got to think about the females and how people in
care.
relationships think. Yeah, I get it. I've earned the money. I get what you're saying. As I've earned the money, it's mine. Yeah. We're not wanting for anything. But the £120 or the £200 that I've spent on a pair of trainers could be a date, or it could be for a holiday. So there is there's an element of raw. Do I feel guilty? Maybe.
Do you buy her a nice present for her birthday?
All the time, but that's not.
Do you give her random gifts
Do you know
at any point?
That's what you're saying is really unfair.
No, brother. No.
What you're saying is unfair because he ain't finished speaking.
I wish I was letting him speak.
And secondly,
You chopped in.
No, because you're saying no. You're dropping these little bars in, but he ain't finished what he's saying. And secondarily, this is something that he's hidden. So this might be difficult to talk about because if I'm giving my one out and you're like, no, this is his life. Bro.
Look,
this is what he's living.
He's been cool with it. You jumped in.
Do you know what? I'm gonna come to Buddy last because no, why? Because there's a question. No, because there's a question I'm gonna ask Buddy after I've gone round to everyone else, and this might actually make more sense when we get to that point, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Right. So I'll say buy the trainers, but in the early days, when I was buying all the trainers, there wasn't an understanding. But when I was able to say, right, okay, look, I've paid £100 for these.
It's worth.
And these are now, you can see that man right there. He wants to buy them for 1,200. It makes sense. The penny drops. Not that I'm going to be selling them, but the penny drops.
Selling them though.
Not really. I've still got them in store. Well, investment, maybe for a rainy day, unless I want to wear it.
Rainy
But
day.
yeah, so that. So yes, to a point, that's something that's been hidden, and that is a financial thing that's been hidden. That's what I've done.
Mm-hmm. I would say, and it's a similar thing to Rain equipment, DJing equipment. Certain things can be.
Wiley, you can just talk about a hard drive.
Well,
That's what I'm saying.
I could do.
I'm still not convinced, that the amount of hard drive space you've got it even can encapsulate all the music that you will play in in your DJ career.
You know what it is?
You know what? Man's getting called out.
I'll tell you what it is, Rain, yeah? I need to be in a situation, and I've DJ'd at a wedding where someone said, you know what? You ain't got this tune. And you need to be as a DJ to say, you know what?
Shut your mouth, yes, I have.
And having the ability to do that, I mean, jokes aside, you can have 10 million tunes, really and truthfully. But having those tunes available is the best, what was it you said? Big dick energy, you said earlier, innit? It's the biggest ego boost you can have, because anyone who wants to test you in your ability on whatever you do, from when you shut them up, they can't talk to you again. And having that ability on hand, maybe I am excessive with the amount of music I've got, but I've got everything. And nobody can say, have you got this? And I don't have it. So being able to play for a 6-year-old's birthday...
Does that go to every culture, every music genre,
it goes to
every...
I'm going to play this to my sister later on, though.
To be fair, it goes to the cultures and the music that I play.
Your audience.
My audience.
Okay, right.
By rights, then, what you're saying is that there is no song that any of us can play that you haven't got.
Probably not.
But I know for 1,000,000%.
Russ.
But the thing is,
Dub-X don't count.
the thing is, there probably would be, but would I be able to get it instantaneously? Probably so as well, and add it to my collection, because you can always add music. My point, though, I'm saying is that when it comes to what I do, there's certain things. Yeah, no, size doesn't matter. But there's certain things that I would say, you know what, I wouldn't really want to expose the cost of it, because sort of like what Rain said, it's not about a lack of understanding, but if you don't understand why that needs to be done, then you're going to look at it as the outlay. And when you're in a, and I'm sort of exposing what I was going to ask, buddy. When you're in a relationship where your finances and everything are merged because you have joint expenses and joint everything together, your life is together, you can't say, I'm going to be selfish, is the wrong term. You can't say, I'm going to do just for me, because doing for you can affect the whole household. You can't think like that. So, on the one hand, yes, you can do that. No, I'm going to come to you last. That's why I can come to you
but
last.
ask me not. Might as well ask me now because you started.
No,
Don't let him bully you. Don't let him bully you.
not at all.
Don't let him bully you.
Size matters.
But my point is to say that when it comes to these sort of things, I can understand.
Your little beard, you.
Hold your corner.
I can understand why. I can understand why some people may not want to expose the finances of what they spent, because what it may mean on the bigger scale is that, you know what, I don't respect the household. When actually you do, but you also know the things you have to do. So totally understand what Rain was saying about the outlaying the trainers. For me, it's DJing, it's music, it's that sort of stuff.
What's the question, good buddy? What's the cuss?
No. Size matters. Leave him alone. So, yeah, I fall into that trap. I'm not even going to try and pretend or lie or even front. Yes.
The point is, have you hidden expenses from your partner?
So, I wouldn't necessarily say I've hidden them, because if she asks, I will tell her. However, when I'm buying it, I'm volunteering.
She's watching the podcast.
I am volunteering the information just to say it.
No, Your Honor, I wasn't there.
I'm not leaving the receipt on the fridge if that's what you're asking. But in all fairness, I don't really have that kind of
Habits.
Yeah, I don't really have those habits of spending those kind of big, those unnecessary big sums. There are times, I think the last one that I did was probably a system in the van, and that is.
I was about to ask about that.
Did you tell her?
I didn't need to tell her, you could hear it.
What did you tell her how much it cost?
When I've ripped out the front of the van and it's on the side of the road, and she's like, you just bought the van brand new, and now the guts are on the floor, and
Did
you've
you
been
tell her
outside.
how much it cost?
No.
Did she
didn't
ask?
She didn't ask. But
If she asked, did you have told her?
Yeah, of course I'll tell her.
There we go. So
But-
it's not hidden then.
It's not hidden.
It's hidden because she doesn't know how much it costs at the moment.
Yeah,
No,
I'm
which is the
not
question.
going to tell her buy something and then go around saying, this is how much I spent on it.
No,
But that's what
but
the question is.
No, it's not.
She knew her birthday was in 2 weeks' time, and you needed to have the money to buy whatever you needs to buy for her.
And he bought that. So it don't
Exactly.
matter.
But in all fairness, there is one thing that I keep consistent, and when we're talking about monies, there is the household fund.
Yes.
And whatever
Yeah.
expenditures which are extravagant that I'm going to purchase doesn't come out of that. So if I have to babysit the kid next door every Saturday to earn a little £100 and put that to the side to make me buy whatever I want,
Right, okay.
that's a different. So nothing that I want which is extravagant comes from the household. It comes from a separate sacrifice that I had to.
The separate sacrifice, does your partner know about that?
Yeah.
So go on, citrus, because
Right, so
don't give me side eye like it was me.
yeah, no, you're causing trouble today, bro.
Bro, I'm not.
So
No smoke.
what I'll say,
He's the truth.
that's
He's talking the
that's
truth.
actually a lie.
Try and come on now.
But the so me, there's more than two. However, Rain, right,
Ross,
is the kind of guy that says to me, "I got something that you might want to buy." I said, "All right."
Out of the blue. Not when you want it.
How much is it, bro?
Temptation. No hanging fruit.
It will sell for 150. You can have it for 90. I'm like, for 90?
Knowing you're not going to sell it.
I'm never going to sell it. So I'm like, all right, cool, let me get that. He goes, all right, no problem. And he goes, I might have some more. And he uses the term bits and bobs. And I don't even know what that means.
That is
But then
classic
today-
red line, though.
Today, I'm on WhatsApp inbox. And it's bling, 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 bling. What about these? What about these? What about these? Right, have you got that? Yeah, it's your size. Oh, right. What about these? What about these? I like these. I like these. I like these. I said, bro,
Catfish.
I'm trying to save.
He said that, yes, he said that.
I'm trying to save.
I'm like,
Man getting catfish with
So
trainers.
now, if I imaginarily, if that's the word, acquire them, I'm gonna have to find a way of just blending them into the rest
To the stock.
of the stock.
Yeah.
You can't with the boxes. The boxes are
But
too
the
colourful.
boxes are just big and mad and just out here. So that's one thing. But the thing I'm actually going to talk about was when I was in a previous relationship, and I purchased a speaker. The speaker was £2,000.
Mad thing. I remember it. That little one.
Yeah, the small speaker.
What's about that?
Yeah.
Serious?
And is it
Size
worth
doesn't
it?
matter.
Nope. Did I know at the
It's
time?
not worth it.
No.
Should have just bought some jamos.
Do you know what? That's the first time he's admitted it, though.
And handlebars.
It's the first time he's
No.
admitted it's not worth it, though.
Hold on,
The
the white
speakers.
one.
The white one.
I saw it in a picture recently.
Wait
a second.
The white one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one that's like
The one
from
that's about
Matrix.
this big.
Like it's from Zion.
Right.
Wow.
The speaker is £2,000 spent on this device. Well, no. Is it going to bring me any income? No. Is it going to do anything financial? No. Do you know what it does? It makes me happy.
Right. Okay. That's it.
So knowing
So then it's worth it.
that I don't care about anything else, I'm going to buy it because it makes me happy. And that's enough. Because every day I go home, unlike the trainers that I get bumped with from certain man,
Like, don't
right?
take them.
It's too late. I already committed. But the trainers that I get, I'll buy them and they'll go in a box.
And you forget about them.
And they'll just sit there.
You know,
and
listen,
then
I'm gonna
interrupted.
finish. No, I'm gonna interrupt.
One time, I'm gonna wear an outfit and I'm like, I need something lilac-y. Like, wait a minute, let me just go through these boxes. And I'll see some weird Nike Air Max 90s with some lilac. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's why I bought them. And that's where it fits in. So, yes, I hit it, but I had a rule. And Sorelli already mentioned this. So I apologize for labouring my point. But I always said to myself, I'm not going to use any money I've earned to buy this speaker. So the type of work that I do, I'm not a thief. The kind of work that I do, shut up, buddy.
I'm not going to use any money that I earn.
The kind of work that I do, you get tips, you get other benefits, you get.
So you siphon like I do.
You siphon. and during the siphoning process, when I was saving up for the speaker, I was £1,400 good, 600 short. An opportunity came up, and a customer said to me, "How much extra is that?" I looked in my speaker fund and worked out, oh, well, luckily for you, it's only going to cost £579.86, because that was then enough money. And weirdly enough, the day the customer gave me the money extra was the day I won the bid on eBay. And that's how I got my speaker.
Mad thing.
Perfect.
Great story for the speaker.
Tongo.
Don't talk about my speaker, buddy.
Things that you've had to change, like, for example,
We're listening. Don't worry.
Focus.
Don't worry.
If
why is that funny? I don't know.
we were doing a TV show on BBC.
Wow.
Oh my god.
No, wait.
He just choked
Why is
himself.
my microphone?
He just
disassembled
he just
This
choked
is
himself.
wild.
One brain,
Go
don't
on.
do that.
Just put it in there. Put it in there. Put it in there. Put it in there. Put it in there.
Go on.
All right.
Go on.
Right,
Go
so
on.
Go for it.
One brain.
got a mobile phone. It functions, but it's on its last legs. You can't afford to buy it outright.
Yeah.
So I have to change I have to get an upgrade. But getting my upgrade might mean where my bill was like, oh, my bill's minor, man, it's £20. My bill's now £75 a month.
Madness.
But I've now got the phone that I need.
That you wanted. That you
Yeah, you want it.
But,
Yeah,
but
use the right word.
also, I can future-proof it because now I don't need to buy a phone for the next 2, 3, 4 years. Because I'm not a person that like upgrades my phone every year
I heard that
or every
term
time it's
future-proof
due.
for a couple weeks.
Or every
Yeah,
time
I
it's
know.
due,
I heard it as well. I don't
or
get
every
it.
time it's
There's no
due,
such thing as
or
future-proof.
anything
Thank
like
you.
that.
There is.
It doesn't
Yeah.
exist.
No.
I
Thank
said it a
you.
couple weeks
Thank
ago.
you.
Right? So I might say, yeah, man, the tariff is minor. Knowing that really and truly, if I was to tell anyone how much it costs per month for this thing, everyone's going to say I'm crazy.
Yeah.
So that's my thing.
Buddy.
Buddy ain't got one.
No,
Buddy's lying.
The reason
Buddy's
why-
lying.
No, just move on then,
I'll
blood.
tell you, no, no,
come tell me the truth.
you know what it is?
Buddy's lying.
No, do you know what it is?
Bring up
The
my
reason-
mic.
I
Buddy's
wanted to-
lying.
I wanted to come to Buddy last for a reason, because I wanted to find out from Buddy, have you been in a situation where you have had to be accountable for the whole household,
Yes.
as opposed to accountable for yourself, and then you're draining.
Yeah, I've done all this, but I'm saying to you, I don't hide anything. Because if I want something, like I was stating earlier on, I'm gonna get it because I want it. Do you know what I mean? I'm not gonna sit there and say to you, for example, all right, don't listen to comedian over there.
Go on.
All right, but if I wanted a new the PlayStation 6 is coming out, and I want it. All right, I'm smart enough, or I'm able enough to work out my finances. Say, you know what? Can I afford to buy the PlayStation 6? Pay my mortgage, pay for my kid to go to school, pay for my petrol, pay for me to get back to work, whatever it might be, insurances, blah, blah, blah. No, I can't. I can't afford all of it. So what am I going to do? I'm going to put down £20 a month until that comes down, or whatever it might be. This is my money. Now, if I've got a partner and they're saying to myself, you know what? We're going on holiday and we got this, that. Yeah, that's cool. All of that's all sorted. But this part here is my money. Now, if I want to spend all of it on a PlayStation 6, then that's what I'm going to do. If I want to spend it on going to a meal for £500, well, that's what I'm going to do. But ain't nobody telling me how I'm going to spend my money, because I've already sat there and said to myself, do you know what? This is for the family. This is for the bills. This is for us to go out. This is for me to treat you. The rest of it is for whatever I want to do. So if I want to be lavish on anything I want to do, I will do it. The end.
Is your money ever our money?
I was just about to.
No, he made it clear, bro. He said my money about 12 times.
I'll date this back. I'll date this back 12 years. No, 10. Yeah, 12 years. All right, maybe 10. All right. And I will say to you, when I was in a household with one of my partners, right, I sat there and said, what are all the bills monies? She said, it's this much. I said, cool. There's your money for all the bills. That's all the bill money sorted out. Now, the rest of what I earn, she earns, do whatever you want to do with it. If we got a holiday planned, and she was very organised like this, there's a holiday coming up, this is what I want to do. Cool, no problem. How much is the holiday? Well, we need to get this by this date. Cool, this is this much a month, or this is this much in total, whichever way we wanted to deal with it. There you go. But what I now have left is what I want to spend. And I can spend it on whatever the filth, floor and filth I want to sit there and spend it on.
My money. Filth, floor and filth?
Yeah, filth, floor and filth.
Eddie Murphy business.
Come on, man. Where are you?
What's interesting? But what's interesting about it is, with regards to that, that's your take on it. What would be her take on it?
The same. Because her take was whatever she earned was hers. Now, I'm not saying to myself at the end of the day, we wouldn't go on a date somewhere and I wouldn't pay, or whatever else, what it might not be.
Because that's coming from your money.
It's coming from my money. So if I'm taking you out on a date, I'm taking you out on a date, it's my money.
So in a relationship, would you ever have a joint bank account, or is that...
I've had that twice.
So in a joint
two separate relationships.
So in a joint bank account, you've got... So you siphoned off into another bank account then?
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
You know what's so funny? So again, statistically, yeah,
Producers
the
bossing up
producer, all we can see is the producer's curtain just shaking. Like, every time there's a controversial statement, it just shakes a bit more.
But it's nothing
Just like,
controversial.
that's the same money though.
I'm wondering if I'm saying
Changing the
mad
name
stuff.
don't make it different.
No. If you can't understand it, and I'll break it down very simply.
No, I understand.
I'm not saying you lot because he's saying there's controversy. There's no controversy in it.
Right.
How much are our bills? All right, our bills are £1,000. Okay, cool. And if it's half, or whatever the percentage might be, whether it be half, or 80-30, whatever you want to put out there.
80-30, Ross.
80-20, sorry. We're a mathematician.
My money.
That's how, I knew I was getting bummed. Nah. But whatever the
I might want to talk to you about Tongo tax shit out.
Wow, that was a regular thing. Do not bring that up.
Go on.
Yeah.
Go on.
Whatever the split might be, all right. I'll let you get it out.
Go on.
80-30.
With those figures, I can add Tongo tax.
That's why he added it last time, innit? But anyway, whatever the things might be, the split is the split. But I will sit there and I'll put that into an account, and I'll say to you, that's the money for the bills, and then afterwards, whatever I have, whatever else I earn, secret money, extra money, whatever, it's all my money. All right, I've paid my due diligence to the family fund, the fund that is for the family, for us.
So wait, I need to ask a question. Wait. One question. Mine's a short thing.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah, bringing it back to the topic, does the amount of money make a difference? So if your money is long, like 100 grand, does it make a difference?
What difference does it make?
Okay, that's what I'm
trying to say.
Thank you very much. Go ahead.
Okay, so that sounds mad poisonous.
The truth.
It's crazy because I then think of what happened to the rainy day fund? What happens to the savings?
My money.
What happened to the investments?
My money.
What happens to anything different?
My money.
Do you know what I mean?
See, this
what
is
happens-
stupid. Let him finish. I want him to finish because he's doing the ad lib thing. But go on.
Go on.
Yeah. So what happens to all of that? Do you know what I mean? It's. I understand. As if you're going to look at it as if it
My
was
money.
if it was a business and you worked in, do you know what I mean, on the retail arm and you've got this amount to spend, cool. But there's all the other departments that might be suffering. But you're saying as long as this half is sorted, whatever else.
Do you want to
is-
address it?
No.
So
I'm
you're
just saying.
going to say it and then
Yeah,
just
exactly.
tarnish it. All right, cool.
So-
it's fine.
You can respond if you want afterwards.
Yeah,
So,
certainly.
so how, and this is just how it, this is just how it sounds. It just sounds a bit mad. No, I'm gonna do what I want with whatever else. So, when I listen to what the three gentlemen sitting over there said, they were saying, I know they all earn their own individual pay packets, and they do what they can do with their pay packets, and probably earn outside of their pay packets, which still form part of the family fund. However, there'll be a siphon, and Rain hasn't said how much this siphon is,
Or how big it is.
or how big it is, because size does matter. How much that siphon looks like, that goes into everything else. And I would like to know, if I'm in a relationship, that, yeah, I agree with what you said regarding the core bills have to be taken care of, but there's just going to be extra money that we can plan, we can invest, we can...
I'm coming home with a rollie.
We can do whatever.
So can I address your point?
Yeah,
Because your point.
I'm not going to finish it. It's
No,
fine.
but your point was you're going like there wasn't those type of things done. Just because I never addressed it in this first sentence, the sentence that I was saying to you, all right, it was like we had our bills money, we would have savings. And the worst thing is, three of you know who I'm talking about in this room, all right. So we definitely had savings, we definitely had our bills, all right, and we definitely had our own money to do what we're doing, all right? And when we was going out, we would do whatever we're doing in that aspect as well. So when you're saying there's no contingency, of course there was a contingency. You know who I'm talking about. Like, of course there was something put aside from the both of us that saying, no, you know what, that's put aside for that.
And
that's put
who
aside-
decided the figure?
We decided the figure according to our earnings. So if we're turning, if I was earning what I'm probably earning now, all right, maybe the fund would have been a lot bigger. What I was earning then was a lot shorter than what it could be now, because it was dependent on what we was earning at that point.
So was the contribution to the earnings according to your pay or according to just, it was a figure?
It was a figure that we could both afford. So if I turned and said to myself, it was £50, then it's £50 because that's what we both can afford. So we're both saying, that's the £50 that we're going to put aside for that, or whatever the circumstance was.
So it's according to you could put the lowest amount in then?
It was according to whatever we could
Whatever
afford.
figure was agreed on, say.
Yeah.
Which is
50
understandable.
So in relation, the size of each earning did matter.
Yeah.
Because that
if-
made a relevance
If
to
she
what-
was able to say, I can put £500 a month, but you was like, I can only put £100 a month.
And I will expose my own business. I
No,
don't
I'm
give
just
a
saying-
damn.
I'm just giving an
Because you're
example.
putting it out there.
I'm-
All right. But at one point in time, I could save £500 a week. All right. So if I could sit there and say I could save £500, I can put £500 down a week, then that's what I would have put down. I'm not asking you to put down £500 a week. I'm saying that I could afford to put £500 a week. So for our family fund, I will put that down.
Could
That's
you
because
put
I could-
£500 down a week?
At one point in time.
So here's what's interesting.
Lasted for half a week.
First payment still outstanding.
First payment bounced, it wasn't even a direct debit.
So here's what's interesting, and it'll be the last couple things we're going to take about finance and then move on to the next thing about
Right.
size and stuff.
Let's do that.
So approximately 40 to 50% of couples choose to merge their finances completely and treat their expenses and income as shared, pooling their money, and 30 to 40% prefer to keep their finances separate. So it's just mad.
Quick question randomly. Is there any comments on the live in regards to what we're talking about?
Yeah, there have been, but not related to this particular part right now, and we'll double back
Everyone wants to
onto.
talk about the sex thing. I know
Yeah.
it, 'cause that's what happens.
Naughty man
That's what
people,
goes viral, the sex
Naughty
thing. You
y'all.
got-
Yeah,
you
so
can't use word like big bucket.
Yeah, the bucket thing must have gone viral.
You know,
need to get away from that.
it's interesting. But again, so going on to does size matter? So it's funny, we touched on this a couple weeks ago about you meet your partner, you're with your partner, and then things change over time. You may now grow that beer gut that come out of nowhere, or that food, but you've been eating, happy life and everything. You
Should
now
we cook
change.
it for you nicely, you mean?
That's it. Does your size or your partner's size matter over time?
You're
Yes,
talking about big belly gal and big belly
100%.
man.
$1,000,000%.
100%.
Rah,
Do you know the
explain
wickedest
why.
thing is? I know when I'm out of shape. I got one sexy boy shirt. When I wear this shirt, hot boy turn up. If I put this shirt on and the buttons are stretching,
You can hear them screaming.
That's the sound. Got a little sexy gaps, yeah?
they're stretching,
That sexy gap, yeah?
they're stretching out. I know there's a problem.
Salad tonight.
I know that salad, nothing tonight. I know that I've gone too far. And there've been times where I look at the shirt and I'm like, yo, get back to the back. Do you know what I mean? It's made this way to the front of, you know, like when you hang your clothes up. Somehow it's migrated this way to the right near the entrance to the wardrobe. I'm like, no, get back.
And it's like it's my turn. It's my turn.
Yeah. Nah, bruv. Get back.
Go back to the queue.
So there is that. And interestingly, there's also a very, like, this how old we are. I have a photo album. And in the photo album are pictures of, to be honest, all of bar Rain don't like us.
I'm in there,
But,
bro.
You know there. So there's pictures of all of us at certain events and whatever else. And I'm like, right, look how the neck was
The neck is.
not like definition, jawline. And I don't know what this bit's called. You know this lip hair?
Oi.
Like there was a lip there.
Let's just call it oi.
Right? So all of that. And then now it's just round. Just,
but
this is round and then this is round. And then you think to yourself, well, the question that I ask is, would you have attracted your missus today based on your looks today versus when you met your missus at the time? Would she have... He's like, I'm going to make a phone call.
Mama started to reload. Wait a minute.
I was thinking.
The recoil on his face was mad.
Would you...
You don't know how I process.
He's going to go home and ask her.
Would you have attracted your missus the way you look today versus the day or period that you met her and you started the courting process? And for me, if we're too far away from that, then I know I've let myself go.
No, that's not. I don't think that can be necessarily true because
It's definitely- definitely true.
You're
Definitely true.
So that means you're saying your missus only took you or spoke to you in regards to your physical look and not your personality. And I know for a fact
At the pod, I have
That's
you
a
on
fact
a
as well,
recording.
you know.
I have you on a recording saying we are always attracted initially to the look. It's what happens after the look.
No, 100%.
It's what happens
Yes,
after
man.
the look. Is if you then get the continue
The interaction
do you
after,
know,
right?
Do you know when you play? What is it? Outrun, and it's like time extension. Do you know when you play? You get to the end. The only way you're going to get past that marker is the looks have got us in.
You had a physicality. You had a
And
look.
then after that, the mental,
See,
the spiritual,
for some of us,
the
here,
energy.
For some of us here, I believe the energy potentially was more than the
So
physical.
some of the man them sitting around me have bamboozled chicks.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
That's what you're saying.
Some of the man
Don't
them,
do that.
I'm gonna drop the line. Some of the man them sitting
Say
here
names. Say names.
Yeah.
Say names.
have bamboozled chicks
The way he said it is like he was there at the time as well.
into,
Watching.
into
say
getting
names.
punani
Yeah.
because man was David Blaine
Yeah. Yeah.
doing
You know what it
magic
is?
tricks.
There's something-
Oh, man. Expedios. My Lord.
there's
Look into my eyes. Only my eyes.
there's
Bucketus, opetus.
when you talk to your partner, as much as she may have been attracted to you, there would have been a high element of personality and things that you said, and she might even remember.
She might not even have been attracted to you.
Big dick energy. you know,
Bro,
over
that's
there.
a bit mad.
No, because
Ross, I'm gone. Can I leave that?
It kept. All right, listen.
Go on,
It's
go on.
possible because
you sound like Mr. Longgame.
it's possible.
Friend zone.
Long move. It's possible.
Creep out of the friend zone.
Go on,
It's possible
go on,
because
go on.
although she may not have liked necessarily your looked, your approach might have been correct, and that, as you said or implied, bamboozled you in the game.
That was the first cut.
I tell you what is interesting.
So like a wolf,
I tell you what
someone will just scar you and let you run.
Until you can't run no more. Tongo will cut your tendon. Can't run, you
I
brute.
tell you what is
I never
interesting.
said me. I just said
What
I got me.
what is interesting about what Tongo is saying
Wiley.
though is I've been made aware from ladies before about going out with guys they weren't necessarily attracted to, but their personality is what won them over. So you have to have that in mind. It's not necessary. And I think to touch on what Rain's point is, Rain was saying that.
Wiley, sorry, bro.
Let him finish. No, don't do it.
Remember, apparently...
Let him finish.
Rain was saying that you'll always be initially attracted to somebody. You may not necessarily like their personality after the attraction. So what's going to keep you there is going to be the personality and the attraction. Otherwise, you won't sit down in a relationship not laying down with someone you don't like their personality.
So you're turning around and telling me one of you, man, sitting around me in the group chat was like, he's talking to that really funny guy.
You know what?
Bruv,
Here's the thing.
I'm being like, this is real. Like, are you still in the group chat? Her girls are like, right, is he still talking to that guy that makes her laugh?
Here's the
and
thing.
feel good.
Here's the thing.
Me,
Here's the
bruv.
thing. Here's the thing. We're saying,
Wiley,
no,
I'm gonna,
wait.
like you said,
Citrus.
You said, let me go. I'm
what-
trying to go, and you're saying, nah, don't go.
No, Citrus, you're asking
Okay.
the question, and I'm saying factually, I can tell you there are women who have said they've been attracted to someone's personality. It's won them over. They didn't think they was attracted to him as much, but their personality has won them over.
I'm only taking that from work.
You can't argue
in a workplace scenario.
Remember...
Was that close proximity relationship?
Remember that apparently women ain't visual. Men are the visual, and women are more about the mental.
Your recruitment strategy is
apparently-
wicked, bro.
I said apparently.
You need to write a book.
You're
I said
beautiful,
apparently.
bruv.
Go on.
You say women. So for the women out there listening to this, you lot don't look at looks, all personality.
You
I
know
never
what?
said
Flip
that.
it on his head.
Tongo.
I never said that. I said
Look at it from a
apparently.
guy's point of view.
I'm about to say
I
the same
can't
thing.
talk. All I can talk about is if I see a woman that I like.
I'm looking at looks.
What's her name? Martha.
I'm
Wait, you going for
looking at
Martha?
looks.
I don't care about
Some
you.
Already
of
knows
you
who
lot-
Martha is.
Some of you lot are sharing
I don't care what
that you lot will go out with a girl that only comes out at night,
Stop this.
or will turn up wearing an Instagram filter.
Because her personality is nice.
Because her personality is nice.
Martha. Just call it
Cheese
Martha.
on bread.
So what? Come. All I'm saying is, I don't know. I'm like, for me, I've said this before. When you meet a woman, you have to say, as a man, you have to say to yourself, I'm a 10. I am a 10. She might be a 9, but say to yourself, I'm a 10. So if we're calling it big dig energy or whatever you want to call it, I don't really care about that. Go with the confidence that you are who you are and you believe in you, and your charisma and your energy will carry you through that initial conversation. I find it extremely hard to believe that, especially if you meet someone in, let's say something like in a seminar. I'm not saying a rave. Forget the rave. Forget all of that. You meet someone in a social setting outside of a bar or a nightclub or a party. There has to be something initially that causes an attraction that will then allow your personality to come through.
To shine, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So, but I'm really struggling with Tongo line to say that he'll find a woman.
I never said that.
Let him
I don't
finish.
say I anything.
Let him finish.
Let's be clear.
Finish your. I don't
He's
say
not
finish
iRobot.
sentence.
Leave him alone.
Go on. Finish.
That there is a person that could be infatuated with someone for their mind, unless they're blind.
It can happen.
Ouch.
And I'll explain. And I will explain.
No,
I will explain.
Just the last bit, Wiley.
It
sorry.
can happen.
It can happen.
From an initial contact, and I don't mean from like if it's
that's that
well,
part,
really said close proximity. So do you know like there's two people that work together, they meet each other on the first day. They didn't even notice each other, but every day it's like, oh, we're clocking in at the same time, we go to lunch at the same time, we watch the same programs, we have the same conversation. Then all of a sudden she's like,
He's wearing the aftershave that I like the smell of.
do you know when a woman do? That's when I would agree that they weren't on looks, because the personality or the energy has now whittled its way into into her mindset.
But even in saying that, there's
you
a
need
little
the
bit.
time.
There's a little bit of an attraction.
And look, have you seen
All right, so listen.
Go on.
I can't remember the name. I can't remember the name of it, yeah. But there's apparently this thing where it means that you are attracted. Your actual thing is that you're attracted to people's minds. There's an actual terminology. I can't remember what
There
it's
is a
called.
thing. So has anyone seen Oppenheimer?
But what I was gonna say,
No, not all of it.
Yeah.
on top of
Too
that,
slow.
So let him-
I was gonna say on top of that, yeah. Some women have the mentality that they're not that. Oh, he's butters. I ain't letting him talk to me. Some women are because he's tried to speak to me. At least let me be polite.
Are
yeah?
they fours?
I
Sorry.
don't know what they are.
Going back to other
I don't know
podcasts,
what they are.
I'm not being disrespectful.
I don't know what they are. I'm a Satan. Yeah. Now,
Goku.
You're a Satan.
I said I'm not. I don't know what they are. I said I'm just saying. I'm not gonna say nothing. I said I'm just saying.
Show me level 2, man. I want to see what it looks like with no hair.
This is not even my final form.
I was gonna say, Napa died and I didn't see it with no hair. Show me blood.
Oh my god. I said
I'm a Satan.
I'm just saying. Lord.
Come here,
I'm
I'm
saying.
Yeah,
All right,
you're
come on.
saying.
Back to seriousness. Back to seriousness. All right. So.
I think the
That
go on.
where they at least give the person the chance to even talk to them, they're not that ignorant. Your buttons don't talk to me. He's not tall, or he's not hench, or he's not light skinned.
Are you talking
or he's
about
not
your insecurities, bro?
No, listen, man. No. Right, listen, yeah. So, because I got at least that politeness. Well, he's spoken to me. He hasn't said to me, "Hey, sexy gal," or he's approached her correctly. Should at least give her the obligation or the oblige of entertaining this conversation.
Hey, sexy guy
And
gets
that
gal.
may be what gets her, that personality shining through.
Right. So to touch onto that, the reason why, and it's sort of gone down the hill and over the hill and round the corner. The point.
Jermaine in the corner.
Yeah, exactly. The point around that is to say that when you look at it, women more than men are attracted to personalities than men are, and I think something you said earlier, Citrus, was about talking about if you're in a circumstance. Let's say you're now going to lunch or whatever together. But that is reality. And the thing is, we can't say, oh, only if that happens, because the reality is those things do happen. And because they happen, we can't now discard it and say, oh, that's an anomaly, when it's actually a lot of people's reality.
Really hit the term and said close proximity.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
And that
But
is where...
that, I would argue, close proximity has to be over a period of time.
Exactly.
Alternatively, in a position of
Influence.
Desperation.
I'm going to say stress. And when I say stress, it could be any type of stress. So, for example, there could be a burning building. You run in there and go and save the woman on the 15th floor. Come running out holding her. Now she's like, wow,
That's my hero.
that's a hero. The circumstance will give you that position. Now, if Bertha ran into the building carrying out, I'll be like, right, you deserve a medal.
Right.
I'm not going to say, do you want to come back to yard? Because I'm going to say it.
Citrus.
So a couple comments on the live. So Bun Highly Blessed Joseph has said, men are visually attracted to women more than women are. This is why most men cheat with so-called pretty female, and most women will cheat with emotionally their personality. And she goes on to say, I believe quite a high percentage of us are sapiosexual, and so looks are not really that high on the radar for us, in her opinion.
She ain't cheating with no buttons.
Is she single?
I don't know. But I'll tell you what is
She cheating?
I don't know. But what is interesting?
Who is it?
Is Bun Highly Blessed Joseph. But what is interesting is the difference in how it's viewed that men will look at things as opposed to women will look at things, which sort of touches on to what Tongo was saying when he said, and it's not to say that, oh, somebody will meet someone and their personality will shine out. But once they've got that opportunity for the personality to shine out, that personality may override. And like I said, I've certainly known of some women who said, well, I went out with him, or I was dating him and we was going out for a period of time because I liked the personality more than I was attracted to him. It's not necessarily something I can say that my male friends have said, but certainly my female friends have said that.
One of my male friends definitely said it.
So what? So what we're saying is, and this is going to be very crass. So women will free up the ting if the personality is good. It doesn't matter what they look like. Now,
Make them laugh.
Maybe it's because there's a
do you see
with men, and I'm generalising here, and I don't mean to generalise. There's the end goal is to what? No, I don't. The end goal is to lie down in it. the end goal for a woman is the relationship. When we look at a relationship, we're more interested in what someone's bringing as a personality to us.
So a question to
Maybe.
everyone. A question to everyone here. So, if buddy, I'll ask you. So, let's say, for example, the girl's personality is an 11. She still supports Liverpool, even though you bottled the league. But
Go on.
Wow.
Go on.
So you triggered Wiley, to be honest.
Go on.
but she's a 3. Would you go through?
Would I go through on a 3?
No, see, so
You see, he didn't hear nothing. He didn't hear nothing. Man didn't hear nothing.
I said a 3.
Person like what?
Bro, all I had to hear was the 3 part. I'm not interested.
even though the personality is mad.
But I don't care. Like, I'm gonna be very honest with you. I actually don't. What I heard was the 3. You could have skipped everything else you said. I just heard the 3. I'm
Tongo.
not interested.
Tongo.
Man, look,
No.
the last thing. 3.
No, he wasn't even listening. He was on his phone. He wasn't even listening.
I said 3. No, I'm not interested.
Tongo.
Go on.
No.
No.
Yeah.
Personality is everything.
I've got really good friends. She can join the podcast.
Best friend. I don't understand where we're going with this.
Wow.
No, not wow. Because you.
No, I'm saying wow to what he said. She could join the podcast.
Me? No, man. This is being honest. What are you saying, really?
Really, what's your answer?
In all honesty, I don't know if I could actually answer it because.
Wait.
Let him answer. He's answering.
Wait.
He's not
The
answering
reason why I
though.
said that is because when you said that the person's in 11, that would be what I see. That would be what I'm attracted to.
Their
But then,
personality.
I would be attracted to them. If that's
So
what
he's got female energy in it.
Wait,
Like,
1 second.
Go there whatever you want, brother.
Wait.
Jesus.
So energy. I don't understand where we're going with
You're
this.
saying that she got a mole here,
Okay,
right?
but can I finish what I'm
and
saying?
it covers half her eye.
Can I finish?
We
And
won't
you're
know what
like,
he's saying unless he
she's got-
finishes what he's saying.
Can I finish?
Personality means everything to him. Leave him alone.
So, if the most attractive thing about that person is their personality, as a human being, that is what you'll be attracted to. You cannot help that because you'll be like, oh, you know what, this person's not safe.
Help it. I can help it, bruv. I'm going to help all of
It's
it.
all right, Relly. We're with you, Relly.
Let's
Leave
really
him alone.
finish. You lot are being very disrespectful.
Yeah, so disrespectful. Just because you want to go have a
Go on,
free.
Swelly.
As I was saying for
You're not
the
Robin.
third time, you'll be attracted to that quality of that person. If it makes it onto the next stage, it's something totally different because this is what you're attracted to.
I like that, bruv.
That's what you're attracted to.
1 second. So, and do you know what, gents? I know I'm going to get in trouble for this.
Good.
So, how do you get attracted to the personality? Because all you're saying is you'll burst one of the man them.
No. Lock off the stream, Dave. Lock off the stream.
Does that not make sense?
Off the stream. I'm joking. I'm joking.
All about us man, them are not excited. I don't understand that. All about us man, I'm like, yeah, I got great personality, but I'm buzzed. So I don't get it. I don't understand the logic. The maths don't make sense. The maths don't make sense.
I get you.
Ray, what would you do?
What do you mean?
It's
You
not a
know,
question.
this question.
So I'm
depends.
going to put this a curveball. I was going to say a Spurs ball. I'm going to a curveball. It depends on how we define a free, innit? Obviously, we had this discussion.
Who's beefing about 4? I'm going to go to a 3. I say it depends.
No,
Shut
I
up.
know what
All
I'm
right,
saying.
so
Bypass that and carry on talking.
I'm going to answer the question.
Wait, he needs to answer.
I'll answer. I'm with these two idiots. I'm with these two idiots.
Trying to be my background team now.
Idiots.
Oh, 3 idiots. Sorry, with these 3 idiots.
I ain't no idiot, bruv. But man,
Why do you call himself an idiot? though, innit?
My answer is I wouldn't be attracted to a 3. But here's the thing. Here's the thing about it, and it's something that came, and I was going to touch on it, but since you've now mentioned, as Rain asked the question, attraction is multifaceted. So people are drawn to the whole package, the combination of physical, emotional, and intellectual aspects. So how many people could turn around and say they was attracted to a lady that they thought was really attractive, but their personality was rubbish? And then that personality would make them say, you know what? I hate women because your personality is guts.
No, you said
you said
But what I'm saying is, what I'm
the
saying
first
is,
part of your question you said was attracted.
yes,
After that, I'm gone. If I'm attracted to you, I'm attracted to you.
Yes.
yep.
If after that your personality comes through and your
Yep.
personality is a 3,
Then you're upgraded.
then I'm out.
Then you're looking at, you're gone, innit? So my point is to say that if you flip Rain's question around and say they were attractive at 11, but their personalities are 3, would you stay there for that?
I can't be with anyone that's horrible.
Yeah, me neither. I couldn't do
All
that.
I'm thinking about,
Can last a little bit.
there's an analogy that came into my head.
Been there, done that.
Susan Boyle was a better singer than Leona Lewis. Leona Lewis
It's a beady dog.
when exactly. So
She's more
exactly,
sellable, isn't it? She's marketing.
exactly, and that
And who said she was better? They're not that much better. I don't give it that.
She's better.
What?
She's better.
Yeah, but
She's
Leona
better.
Lewis. Leona could sing, bruv. Let's just be real.
You're clarified.
No,
but yeah. So
you heard Leona.
there's people out there that would say, "Raw, I get what you're meaning," and that's what
No
it
one-
is,
no
and
one
that's
gets what you're
why
meaning.
the 3 doesn't get a look in, even though she's got a.
She wasn't even a free.
So
She wasn't even a free, bruv.
Susan Boyle supports Arsenal, loves making Saturday soup, and wants to listen to
I'm
everything
gonna
I've
spud
got
you
to
from
do.
here. Let me just spud you now
What's to
before you
listen to
even finish
everything
the
I've got to do?
sentence. And then Leona Lewis.
Leona Lewis is there.
Brother, I'm like, get lost. I like my Susan. I get the.
I just put it out there,
Bro,
You got to
Super
keep the walk to it.
Relly is on that though.
She's
That's what
11.
you're attracted to.
Wileycat DJ, bring us back on topic,
Yeah,
please.
listen.
Size matters.
And we sort of went off of it because the point was talking about does size matter in a relationship. It was almost framed or almost going in the situation of does size matter in terms of an increase of size. What about a decrease of size?
So
you've
when the
not-
ribs are coming
Well,
true.
here's the thing.
Belly getting concave and thing.
No matter how much you're saying or how much they're saying to you, because it could be you, it could be them. They're saying or you're saying, you know what, I'm fine. Actually, I need to lose just a little bit more, but it's actually now becoming unhealthy.
I don't mind a little bit of weight, but if belly button is further than nipple, we got a problem.
No. I'm saying if you're now on the extreme other side of it.
We're getting
As in
skinnier.
nipples are way past.
No, as in you're now
Skinny.
extremely
Marketing.
you've now lost so much weight, or they've lost so much weight. It's now getting bordering onto
You don't care.
ribcage,
Is there still breasts?
Go on.
Bulimic can then.
So if she's lost too much weight,
Yeah.
or I've lost too much weight,
Either way,
I eat too much. And if we're in a relationship, we eat too much. So I don't understand the question. Just because how I live my life. If we're going out to eat and I'm getting, do you know what I mean, the whole lobster plus the
Seven tough.
surf and tough, you know, you might have the
Steak as well.
the steak and something else, and do you know what I mean? You got a chickpea curry, you got some roti, and just thinking about food. But and she's there like, do you have
have a
diet?
salad.
Do you have a diet water? It's not gonna work. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen.
So you're letting her go?
It's not gonna happen.
I'm saying, are you letting her?
You know
go?
what the funny thing
I
is?
wouldn't get there. It wouldn't get there.
I can comfortably, honestly say that when I was much younger, I almost had a weight restriction on women. As in, if I couldn't pick you up,
I've heard that before.
yeah, if I couldn't pick you up,
This is a lie.
you couldn't make a cut. This is before you were.
Why is it a
But
lie?
that's that. What? So what? So that's
So wait, so
barely know somebody, bro.
if we can't pick her up, then
it's done.
it's done. That's a nice scale. But
But is it though?
But how strong are you though? Size matters.
No, because
Where's my
again,
weakling?
you've got a girl that might be 6 foot something.
But you have to
She's
remember-
perfect. Body wise, she's perfect. Remember, technically, Usain Bolt is obese because of the BMI.
But Rain, we are talking about when I'm in my teens, and
Yeah,
them
true,
kind of
true.
calculations
I'll
and them
give you-
kind of
I'll give you- I'll
logics
give you
weren't. You're doing too much maths right
Yeah,
now.
cool.
Just to give you scale, for me, so size mattered. then.
on a woman, like if it does size matter, so we're just saying her shape.
Size does matter.
I would turn around and say, Coca-Cola bottle, the traditional Coca-Cola bottle is what will keep me focused.
And it's not size.
So if you turn from what's the £3 bottle? What is it? 70 mil?
Let's just say she's a size 8.
No. Let's go
Size eight?
let's go
That's tiny,
Coca-Cola bottles. What's the ones that you can just buy in the shop? The normal thing, the little one.
500 milliliters.
500 milliliters, right? Coca-Cola bottle shape. Even a 1.25 milliliters. But if she's now the 3 liter, all of a sudden, now,
It's 3 letters.
that's a tumbler of Coke. I'm not that thirsty.
Yeah, but you're thinking of the bottle though. The shape's still
The
there.
shape.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If the shape is still there,
If you think about the Coca-Pina bottle, it don't come.
Coca-Pina?
It don't come in the middle.
Coca-Pina.
It's just
Wow.
out and then round.
No, he said the 3 litre one. The
3
one that used
litre.
to be like this.
It don't have.
It's white.
It don't.
I don't care.
It don't come in the middle.
Basically,
Do they
you
still do
gotta
Coca-
have a big thing.
Do they still
I
make
mean,
Coca-Pina?
It's a fluffy.
Where?
Yeah, Lidl's or Aldi, one of them.
Right, it's a fluffy.
You can still buy Coca-Cola. That is
I
true.
don't mind.
You can.
I don't mind.
Do you not like? Would you do? And the thing is, fluffy girls, all right, they've got there's a taste for them. Certain man them like them in it. So it's not even a case of
Is
like.
it low hanging fruit though?
I wouldn't say it is.
No.
I wouldn't say it is because there's a certain
preference,
taste. It's a
innit?
preference. You know what I mean? It's like certain man, and we was talking about skinny girl them, all right? And there's skinny girl them that people are trying to say, what, you're not on a skinny girl? And I look at a skinny girl and I'll be like, well, that's too mager for me. I'm not on it. But that's my taste. And a big thing's not my taste, or a slim thing might not be my taste. The medium might be my taste. Whatever it might be, but that's my taste. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't be skeptical on them. I'm saying what I would prefer personally. I'm not on. I don't like big girls.
and you have
I
to
want
remember
with
they fall
every
into
stride
categories.
to be at least 4 positions of wobble. I'm gonna let your brain work.
I'm
work
just
it
not
out.
even working.
Every
with
step.
citizens.
Every step,
Yeah. Just 4 in it.
4 areas of wobble.
Okay.
I'm good with that.
What's too big then?
What's too big?
A 3 litre bowl.
No. Let's do it in sizes that we know. Like,
on.
so you've got
And you
from
got
6.
you got to give them a
Give
height.
me three famous people.
I don't know. I don't really look at people. I don't watch enough TV to know all that.
All right. Size-wise,
Yeah, like you got a size 6. You can get size 6.
What's too big? A size. Anything from 16
Dead.
and
You're out.
14.
If she's
is
5 foot
14.
10,
You're moving.
14.
Mad.
Go
bro,
home.
do you know how much people
Go
are
home. He's
outside?
all right.
Wow.
16.
Buddy's leaving.
I'm looking up
Buddy's out here in secondary school, like, yo,
Brother,
No, 16. I'm trying to remember them.
I said 14.
14.
14's all right.
crazy.
you know what?
14
Your
's
car's
all
going to
right.
get, egged or something.
What
brother.
would you say would be too... size matters. This is what the topic's about. So what would you say would be too big?
Man's big in the
18.
room. Lord God.
18.
Too big, yeah.
I'm a big...
Wait. What height are we saying?
Although,
I don't want to farm. So what height are we
Although-
talking?
depending on the build, makeup, I can't explain it because
Height is the word you're looking for.
maybe that's that.
Are
Maybe
you
that's what
talking
it is.
like an orangutan?
Go on, Tongo, go on.
I
Go
wanna
on,
say-
go on.
So at 18 might be possible.
If she's 5 foot and she's 18.
Yeah.
I'm
You lot are
happy
chatting rubbish.
from a 12 to an 18. This
18's too much.
this
No matter what
sphere,
height she is.
No matter as long as
18's
she's
too
not,
much.
as long
That's
as
what
she's
I'm
not
saying. So if
around,
she's below
like
5
you know
foot.
the what's it called? No, the grapefruit characters or the M&M dude, just
Raspberries.
short and just round.
Kool-Aid.
I don't want that.
Just Kool-Aid.
All I'm saying is 12 to 18.
No.
Because I think to myself, I'm probably
A
a
24.
16. No, if you had to then put yourself in women's
In a dress.
size clothing, no, you lot would think that Tongo's got a picture of himself as a woman. It's fine. All I'm saying is, for me, if I had to,
That's like 8 years old.
from size
Man,
12
don't forget nothing.
up to size 18, I'm okay. Bigger than the 18, I'll struggle.
So wait, you're not on number 10.
Smaller than the 12, I think I'll struggle. Only because I'm not. That's a big guy. In my opinion, holding a very small woman.
All right,
sorry.
there's
I think that's a
a
lie
couple
about
things
that
we need to
10.
talk about. So first of all, have you ever worked in a woman's clothes store?
No.
So you ain't got any kind of scale. Have you ever worked in a woman's clothes
Yes.
store? Have you? So
I've
just
managed a woman's clothes store.
yourself.
I've never, but I've got scale.
The reason why
brought up the scale, so you obviously
no,
knows.
the reason why I'm saying that is because the way Buddy reacted to the sizes that we spoke about, I don't know necessarily if you realize the women around you that fall into these kind of categories.
Right, okay.
Exactly.
So I'm just trying to put perspective
When they go
onto
into
it.
certain shops, they're not picking up a 10. Even though they
No,
might
10's
be,
10's mad.
in your opinion, a 10, they're like, yo, that ain't gonna
mad.
work.
Did you say?
Let me
10
get a
wouldn't be
12.
getting 10.
Let
One
me get a
down thinking in my
14
head.
because my waist is this, or
Is
my
this and
breast
that,
is
yeah.
that, and my
Right.
bum
So this is what
that.
I'm trying to bring to the table to
Especially,
make you
like,
understand.
I'll be honest, as a black woman, that's my preference. I can't be working down to these European sizes. It's not going to work for me. Do you know what I mean? I need to go with what I like and what I know.
My top is a 12, but my bottom is a
8. Some women are like that.
8 bottom, bro.
8 bottom.
Yeah.
I was going the other way, bro.
Or 12.
But this
I'm the other way, bro.
Women are like
Tongo's
that.
going for groove.
I'm like, talk about finish the wrong sentence.
I was just going to give
I'm gonna water you. You gonna grow. You
I
gonna
was going to
grow.
give you an exaggerated example. I was giving an exaggerated example.
Backwards woman he's got, bro.
Man said Groot. Do you know what he said?
Groot.
Have you not seen it? Oh, no.
Goodness me. Goodness me.
We're too ridiculous, you know. Honestly.
Listen, we are getting close to the end. So I'm gonna try and draw it right back in, you know, right back in because
I'm Groot.
So there's been a couple comments in the chat. Banali Bless Joseph has said 4 positions of wobble. Wow, I'm assuming that's to do with his comment.
Sorry.
And
No,
she
sorry.
said also that 12 to 4 for her, 12 to 14 is the one, and said that each to their own. There are some bigger boned girls that know how to carry themselves, and I
Yes.
love seeing the confidence, which goes back to the confidence we said earlier about men's confidence. So I'm going to freestyle now and say we've got the last 10 or so minutes. Does size matter?
8 minutes.
I'm gonna go.
7.
I'm gonna go to all of you around the table and just say, give me your perspective. Does size matter? What is yours? And it could be anything: money, women, yourself, anything. Start off with Buddy.
I knew he was coming there. Does size matter?
Yeah.
Size does matter. And if you're going to talk about financial, definitely in certain aspects. And then I would also sort of say in when you're looking at what I'm looking for in a partner, size does matter. It's just something there I can sit there and say to myself, if you give me a specific topic to go on, I would turn and say to myself, it's relevant to me. That's the best way I could actually probably put it. It's all relevant to me. Like if you're going to talk about a woman, I'm visual. Like we discussed for a little bit on this podcast, I'm very visual, and I would tend to say to myself, I know what I like, and if it's something that's too big, too small, maybe it won't be something that I like. You know what I mean? Like I can work with certain things because nobody's perfect. So I'm not going to sit there and say to myself, you know what? You have to be this specific size. If you're not a size 12 or 14, then I'm not interested. Do you know what I mean? I'm not that fickle. All right. In the same way, I would tend to say to myself, well, if you're not earning a certain amount of money or you're earning too little money or whatever, I'm like, you're under my scale. I'm not that fickle to it. But size does matter to a point where it is important in life in general.
Tongo.
Yes, I believe so. In a sense of, it boils down to how much you do or don't like something. What you do like is the bigger sizes, as it were, in regards to you want more of it or you like it more. What you don't like, it's the lower scale, it's less, it's what you don't want. And everyone, I don't care, no matter what they are, everyone's size matters to everybody. They will try and kid themselves maybe differently, but it definitely does. It just depends what it's about.
Thank you very much. Citrus.
Size does matter. Any spider that's this small, getting length. If a spider's body is bigger than my big toe, I've got a new strategy. I ain't dealing with it the same way. Yeah? Size does matter. Rain.
I think I'm in agreement. I think size does matter, but remember, there's nothing wrong with having a preference. And this is what everyone's, not everyone, not here, but people might be thinking, oh, right, yeah, you can't say that. You can't. If you have a preference to something, that's what you want. No one can change you from what you want. If you like someone that's a size 18, that's you. If you want someone that's got a lot of money, that's you. Like everybody has a preference. There's nothing wrong with having a preference.
Really, I don't know where the Batman theme tune came from. I don't understand where or why it came through. But Sorelli, over to you, sir.
He's vexed.
Thank you very much. So thank you, The Truth. That was a little ad lib by him. So my view is size doesn't matter. And Rain kind of made the point for me in the sense of there is more to life than the size. If your preference is something and you like this thing, it doesn't matter. You could be in a very small house and be very, very happy. You could be in a very big house, and if that's your preference, be very happy. To me, it's the happiness that comes with that size or that satisfaction of what it is. So I've got a a Range Rover, SVR, it's big, it's massive. Does it make me happy? If that's what I want, yes. On the same note, I could have a mini, old thing, very, very small. Does it make me happy? Yes. So for me, it's about a mindset more than anything else. If that's where your mind is and that makes you happy, nothing around you should impact on what makes you happy.
Well, it's been a very, very interesting podcast this week. Loads of different things to talk about. Just for those of you that are on the live and those of you that are watching on the YouTube, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, the eMpTy Podcast. Also, don't forget to follow the TikTok and the Instagram at the eMpTy Podcast. We're trying to get viral and trying to grow and become make our size get bigger. We was having a discussion about what is viral and how big we can get to. Certain people talk about 1 million. Certain people were talking about 10,000. But you know what? If you're supporting us, we will grow to a much bigger size. But it's been a really, really interesting topic this week. You know, there's so many different strands to it. You can talk about sexually the size matter. You can talk about financially the size matter. You can even talk about in a relationship the size matter. But there's so many different elements to put to it. And to try and narrow it down into the hour and a bit, just under 2 hours podcast we've done is difficult, but has been interesting and nonetheless fun to do, you know. I'll tell you what I do want to find out. One last thing I want to find out from those of you around the table is, have you ever been told that your preference, and I mean for anything, your preference of a size is wrong? Whether it be financial, whether it be a woman, whether it be a job, anything, that you should limit your preference.
So wait, you're not going to answer the question?
I've got no question to answer. I'm the host. I'm asking you the questions.
Right, it's like that now.
It's like that, Nick.
So you got no final word then?
So it's not. No, we're gonna get to it. But as Cirelli,
I thought that was the final word.
As Cirelli has asked the question of me, I'm gonna fire it straight onto you first.
Please repeat the question for me, please. Sir.
So, have you ever been in a position where your definition of what you want to attain to, your size you want to get to, whatever it is, has been deemed to be wrong?
No, because I'm a very modest person, to be totally honest with you, mate. See it there.
You see the truth?
You see it there. You see it there. Modesty.
Keep going.
Man, you see there? Now that is what you call love and respect. You know?
And this was the eMpTy Podcast.
That is big.
And remember, if the glass isn't half full,
It's empty.
All right, pop the champ.
Listen, I'll tell you what. I love my eMpTy Podcast family, you know. I wasn't expecting that at all. That's big. That's big. That was big. Yeah, man. You know what? Yeah, man.